Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering here today as we embark on a momentous journey in the realm of education advocacy in Florida. I stand before you as the Executive Director of Virtutum Populo, a student-led 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting civic engagement and community involvement among youth in Miami-Dade County and the state of Florida. In the Sunshine State, students are the heartbeat of our schools, but who's truly representing our voices? Florida has 67 counties, each with their own school districts. Unfortunately, less than a handful of these counties have a student voice on their school board. For far too long, decisions about our education have been made without our input. But now, students across Florida are stepping up to change that. That is why we are launching the Florida Student School Board Member Initiative. Our mission is clear: to ensure that students across Florida have a voice in the decisions that shape their education. Behind me, I'm joined by student leaders from all over. Student leaders capable of being positive agents of change in their community, student leaders capable of making a difference, and most importantly, student leaders who believe school boards have a place for their voices too. Today, we commit to the students of Florida that their voices matter and that they deserve a seat at the table. Because when students lead, Florida thrives. As we embark on this new advocacy journey, I am honored to introduce a few individuals, each who brings a diverse perspective and unwavering dedication to this cause. Firstly, I'm proud to introduce a pioneer for student advocacy in Miami-Dade County. Representing hundreds of thousands of students in our state, please welcome to the podium the chair of the Miami-Dade Youth Commission, Brian Rodriguez.
Thank you, Maritz, and good morning to everybody. My name is Brian Rodriguez. As he said, I'm the chair of the Miami-Dade County Youth Commission. I happen to know Maritz through that body, and that body happens to be the premier voice for the youth of Miami-Dade County. Now, throughout this year, and I'm proud to say as chair, the Miami-Dade County Youth Commission has launched numerous initiatives which are designed to make life better for the future of Miami-Dade County. And whether it be pushing for better animal welfare services in Doral, or decreasing the inequality of arts programming within the county, this Youth Commission stands strong. Yet, the most important thing of this Youth Commission, whether it be from Miami Lakes to Key Biscayne to Homestead, is that students are given a voice, and that voice is what matters. Because for students across Miami-Dade, across Florida, they are not given that voice. And that voice is what matters at the end of the day. It's a voice that needs to be heard, a voice that needs to be respected, and a voice that needs to have a seat at the table. Because all we have is our one voice, and no one knows a classroom better than a student, which is why we are launching this initiative today, so that students in Escambia County, in Duval County, in Pinellas, all across this great state can have that voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and we are glad to have you join us for this very important cause. Since 1985, Miami-Dade County Public Schools has had a student advisor on their board. We believe Miami-Dade's model should serve as a blueprint for all Florida counties. I now want to introduce someone who has led the way for student representation in education. Please welcome a former student advisor to the Miami-Dade County Public School Board and graduate of the University of Florida, Josh Rios. Thank you, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Happy Good Friday. It's a blessing to be here. My name is Josh Rios. I am the former student advisor to the school board here in Miami-Dade County in the school year of 2018-2019. I just want to give a great thanks to Maritz for helming this initiative. This is an initiative I believe that not only throughout Miami-Dade County can it touch thousands of student lives, but across the state of Florida it can touch millions of students' lives. And at the end of the day, whether it be school teachers, administrators, school board members, superintendents, at the end of the day, the people who we are touching the most are students. That is what the product is being designed for. That is what the policies and laws are being designed for, ultimately are for students. And to have an initiative like this, to have a student school board member in each of our 67 counties is something that's not only a recommendation for these counties, but I believe it is also something necessary. Because at the end of the day, these policies that affect us on the local level are what ultimately lead the way for students to become the future leaders of this country. So having that voice about the policies and the laws that are being influenced for us in the classroom, well, not me anymore because I'm too old now, but for them who are the future of this country, it is so important to have that representation. I'll give you an example of one of the things I did when I was student advisor. We had a group actually with the Miami-Dade County Youth Commission. We saw that there was a lot of food waste happening in our public schools, that leftover food would go uneaten and just thrown away after school because that's what the school district policy and the Florida law was. However, me along with the Miami-Dade County Youth Commission came together to advocate for a policy that eventually passed 9-0 to donate all leftover food, fresh uneaten food, to homeless shelters and food sharing programs across Miami-Dade County. That was a policy that happened in 2019, and it's a policy that was reinstated by board member Luisa Santos very recently. Policies like that touch students' lives, that affect us, whether it be for education, making sure we're nourished, to making sure kids close the education gap and the achievement gap. All these policies in itself are what makes students become the next generation, the next future in this country. So I'm thankful for these wonderful group of kids that we have a lot to learn from them. I believe that Martz is destined not only to be the next student advisor, but also to be councilman, congressman, even senator one day, and I hope to advocate and campaign with you along the way. Once again, I thank you guys so much for having me here today, and I can't wait to see this throughout all the 67 counties all across the state of Florida. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much, Josh. Your work in Miami really shows the potential that students can do statewide when given the opportunity to lead and represent their peers. Next, to discuss the educational impacts of student representation in our school districts, please welcome Virtutum and Populo's Director of Education, Roberto Carmona.
Good morning, everyone. I am Roberto Carmona. I am Director of Education for Virtutum and Populo, and I wanted to start off by saying a simple fact. Our nation is based in the fundamental idea that our government derives its powers from the just consent of the governed. Every 2 years, we elect representatives to be our voice in the House of Representatives. Every 4 years, we elect the president. Every 6 years, we elect a senator. Our whole nation was founded on the principle of fair representation in the rooms where decisions that affect us are made. Oddly enough, these principles do not trickle down to our school systems, where oftentimes the main stakeholders, the students, us, do not have formal representation. How can we foster a sense of civic duty among young Americans when they have no way to get involved in our nation's civics process? If lawmakers care about civic education, not only do they need to fundamentally change the way civics is taught in a classroom, but they need to put their money where their mouth is. In 2019, Ted McConnell, the executive director of the Campaign for the Civic Mission of Schools, spoke about the fact that the federal government spends $4 million a year in civics, compared to almost $3 billion in STEM education. While education is a matter that, of course, is left to the states, the federal government funding rates reveal the overall level of importance that is given to civic education at a federal and national level. The Florida State School Board Member Initiative is a grassroots movement led by students for students. This initiative not only empowers students, but also fosters a sense of civic engagement and responsibility. By giving students the ability to elect a representative in the school board, we directly engage them in government and prepare them to be involved, informed, and voting citizens of the future. As we embark on this journey, I invite Virtutum and Populo Administrator Director Emma Sotero to discuss logistics.
Thank you, Roberto. As the third most populous state in the nation, Florida is home to hundreds of school board members and dozens of school districts, each with their own system and structures in place. The Florida Student School Board Member Initiative aims to facilitate and start conversations in each of our 67 counties on how we can best include student representation on their boards. We have sample resolutions modeled after Miami-Dade, Broward, and Leon County, and have capable teams of students and professionals who can work with each district individually to ensure that their individual needs are taken into account when drafting policy to create a school board member position. Additionally, we are working on partnerships with statewide and national organizations, like the National Student Board Member Association, to expand our mission and ensure we are successful. We have a team ready to start traveling across the state very soon and set up individual meetings with school board members on how we can work together to bring student voices to the table. However, we cannot do this alone. The Florida Student School Board Member Initiative is a movement, and we need your help to mobilize it. We need students on board, and we need many. It takes a village to make a difference. Visit our website at www.virtutempopulo.com. That's www.virtutempopulo.com to join the movement. We are in need of student organizers in all of Florida's 67 counties. As a student organizer for the Florida Student School Board Member Initiative, you have the ability to make a true difference in your community. On our site, we have a variety of resources available for you to take a stance. Whether it is signing our petition, using our templates to reach out to your elected officials, or starting a local Florida Student School Board Member Initiative chapter of your own, we want you to be involved. For our adults watching, you can be a part of the movement as well. Encourage students you know to advocate for student representation on their school boards and help them be civic agents of change. We know they can be. Next, please welcome Jasmine Martinez, an amazing student leader, as we reflect on our vision for Florida students.
Thank you, Emma. For too long, our educational system has echoed with the voices of authority, yet it has failed to resonate with the voices that matter most, those of our students. I want you to picture a classroom, bustling with energy and curiosity. In that room, there is a young girl. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah is bright, eager to learn, and full of dreams for the future. But as Sarah grows older, she realizes something troubling. Her dreams, her aspirations, they seem to fall on deaf ears. The decisions that shape her educational journey are made without her, and she feels like a mere spectator in her own life. Sarah's story is not unique. It's the story of countless students across Florida who yearn for a seat at the table. A chance to be heard, to be seen, to be valued. And it's for students like Sarah that we stand here today, united in our commitment to the Florida Student School Board Member Initiative. I want you to imagine the impact of having a student voice on every school board in Florida. Picture a young boy named Miguel sitting in a boardroom surrounded by adults. As Miguel speaks up, sharing his perspective on an issue that directly affects him and his peers, he feels a sense of empowerment, a belief that his voice matters and his opinions carry weight. It's stories like Sarah's and Miguel's that drive us forward, that fuel our passion for change, because we know that when students are given a voice, they become agents of transformation, changing policies, challenging norms, and leading us towards a brighter future. So let us stand together, hand in hand, as we march forward towards a future where every student has a seat at the table. A future where Sarah's dreams are no longer deferred and Miguel's voice echoes in every decision made about his education. I urge you to join us in this fight. For Sarah, for Miguel, and for every student across Florida who deserves a voice. Whether it is by standing alongside us as we advocate on behalf of students from all over, or by making a donation to support our efforts at virtutempopulo.org, you can help us make a difference. Please welcome back to the podium, Maurits. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you to all of our esteemed guest speakers for their impassioned words and unwavering dedication to this vital cause. The Florida Student School Board Member Initiative is a testament to the power of collaboration and grassroots advocacy. My team and I are ready to work with students from all of Florida. We are ready to work with students all the way from Pensacola in the Panhandle to Key West in the Florida Keys. We will work tirelessly to ensure that students across Florida have a seat at the table and a voice in shaping their future. Together, let us be architects of change, champions of hope, and guardians of a brighter tomorrow. Let's make the Florida Student School Board Member Initiative a huge success, because when students lead, Florida thrives. Thank you so much.